Arc length and its effects. Arc length is the straight distance between electrode tip and workpiece when arc is formed. There are three types of arc lengths. First, medium length. Medium arc length is equal to diameter of the core wire of the electrode. 2. Long arc length is more than the diameter of the core wire of the electrode. Third, short arc length is more than the diameter of the core wire of the electrode. Normal arc produces crackling sound. It has reduced spatters, correct fusion and penetration, correct metal deposition. Long arc produces humming sound, more spatters, poor fusion and penetration, poor control of molten metal. Short arc produces popping sound. It has less spatters, more fusion and penetration, higher metal with narrow width bead. Polarity. First, polarity indicates the direction of current flow in welding current. 2. In latest machines, polarity switch is available, while in older machines, earth cable and electrodes are interchanged to change polarity. Third, it is not suitable for AC due to frequent power source. Fourth, polarity is important for successful welding. There are two types of polarity, straight polarity and reverse polarity. Straight polarity is also known as direct current straight polarity or DCSP. Reverse polarity is also known as direct current reverse polarity or DCRP. To get best results in welding, the electrode is attached to the correct terminal on the welding machine. In straight polarity, the electrode is connected to the negative and the workpiece to the positive terminal of the power source. In reverse polarity, the electrode is connected to the positive terminal and the workpiece to the negative terminal of the power source. Two tests are conducted to identify the positive and the negative terminals on DC welding machine. First, water test. Second, carbon electrode test. Under water test, when the electrode is attached to positive terminal of DC power source, slow water bubbles are created. While in carbon electrode test, when an electrode is attached to positive terminal of DC power source, the end of the carbon will become blunt soon. In water test, when electrode is attached to negative terminal of DC power source, more water bubbles are created, as can be seen in the diagram. In carbon electrode test, when an electrode is attached to the negative terminal of DC power source, there will be no change in the end of carbon. In carbon electrode test, the following are two important observations. If polarity is reverse or positive, the arc will be difficult to maintain and will leave carbon deposit on the surface of the base metal. The electrode used on positive polarity will burn off blunt. If polarity is straight and negative, the arc will be stable, uniform, and conical in shape. The one on negative polarity will burn off evenly, keeping its shape. Using electrode on wrong polarity results in excess spatter, improper fusion of electrode, deposition on weld metal, poor weld bead appearance, abnormal sounds. Common welding defects. Porosity. Porosity is the presence of surface breaks in weld metal caused due to gases released from weld as it solidifies. 2. Slag inclusions is the presence of lines either continuous or discontinuous along the length of the weld. Overlap is caused due to an overflow of the molten metal over the surface of base metal. Weld crater is the unfilled end of a weld. Toe crack is a crack that occurs at the location of the toe at weld joint of the base metal and weld metal. Lack of fusion is incomplete melting of weld metal. Root crack is a crack that occurs at the root of a weld joint. Underbeat crack occurs under base metal at heat affected zone. Hot cracks occurs at elevated temperature during cooling, solidifying from the molten stage. Undercut is the unfilled area into the base metal along the edge of weld. Transverse is a crack that runs transverse or perpendicular to the weld bead. Longitudinal is a crack that runs along the weld bead. Heat affected zone, as can be seen in the diagram, is due to excessive heat applied during welding. The nearby areas get affected. Weld gauges. Weld gauges are used for checking dimensions and alignment before welding. First, weld fillet gauge. This allows simple measurement like leg length. These come in a pack of 7 gauges held by a chain. 2. All weld metal measurement gauge. This gauge is more powerful than the standard fillet gauge. Thank you. We have now reached the end of week 8.